Thanks for your support as a channel member, Big Chungus! Our best results this season have all come on street circuits. We picked up P5 in that crazy race back in Miami, and in the last race I did in Baku, we actually picked up 6th place. So today we tackle the Singapore Grand Prix around the Marina Bay street circuit, where we have the 7th fastest car. I think an outside shot at a podium is possible. Hello folks and welcome to a brand new episode of F1 Manager Creator Team here with AHGP. We're getting ready for the Singapore Grand Prix round, is it 18 I think that is, it says. I mean I can't read but I don't know whether it is correct or not. That would be 15, 16, 17, 18, yes that is correct. So lots to update you on because we've progressed from Budapest all the way through the summer break, past Zandvoort, Monza and Baku. And let's start immediately here because we've got the results up. We picked up 10th place with Paul Aaron in a very wet Dutch Grand Prix. I'll show you the weather forecast. I mean, I've never seen the blue line literally at the top, like twice in one race as well. It's actually ridiculous. That race was won by Lewis Hamilton, as you will have just seen. So yeah, that was pretty good. And we had another surprise winner in Italy. Andrea Kimi Antonelli headed a Mercedes 1-2 and we picked up 9th and 10th. We did a two-stop strategy and a mid-race safety car looked like it had completely killed us, but we made a couple of late overtakes on Daniel Ricciardo to pick up double points. So yeah, going pretty well there. And then we moved to Baku, where we didn't really expect to have the best race, but Paul Aaron qualified 4th and then he finished 6th. Again, we two-stopped, and it paid massive dividends. Fred Vessi sadly had a crash in exactly the same place as he did last year, which meant he finished 15th and was basically irrelevant for the rest of the race. But Paul Aaron is now ahead of his teammate in the Drivers' Championship. So he moves 4 points clear of Fred with that P6, and it moves us to 34 points. We are 31 points clear of Williams, so we are absolutely bossing it in the bottom half of Formula One. And as you can see here, the top 5 teams have considerably more points than us. It's quite close between McLaren and Mercedes there actually. I didn't realise they were that evenly matched. Red Bull's still the dominant force in this save. What else has been going on? Well, we upgraded the race simulator. It's now 5 out of 5, so it's the best it can possibly be. Our drivers will be developing enormously quickly, which will be fantastic. We haven't updated anything else. We should probably refurbish the wind tunnel so we're getting maximum benefit from that. Drivers wise, we need to make a decision on Fred Vessi's contract. He's got 3 months left. He's obviously not interested at the moment because we're just on the verge of a race weekend. I'm thinking maybe we extend his contract for another year because we've renewed the contracts of Pols Potato and Justin Inakaitis, so they run out at the end of 2026. We've actually shortened their deals, but they're on better wages as a result. And they're actually going pretty well in Formula 2. If we scroll back to the old results in Formula 2, I think, if we go here, so if we go to Budapest, Pols Potato actually took pole position and won the feature race in Hungary. So he got his first feature race victory. Justin got a P2 in the sprint there. What did they do in Zandvoort? Pols Potato got a 2nd place in the sprint and 7th in the feature race. Justin was 4th in Monza and 4th in the sprint, so a good weekend for him. And then in Baku, which I haven't noticed, Justin finished 3rd in the sprint and 7th in the feature race. So it sort of fluctuates for the pair. And let's have a look at the actual championship standings. Where does that leave them? Pols Potato is 7th and Justin now breaks into the top 10. Interestingly, with Justin, it's just as I've been preparing for this, offered me the chance to give him more investment. So here's 200 grand Justin to become better. He's 2 overall points behind Pols Potato at the moment, even though he's actually a year older according to the game, but it doesn't matter. He's now got a super license, apparently, so maybe we can put him into practice 1 today, but we'll see about that. Research and development wise, I'm just researching for 2026. I've not put a new thing on the car since I don't know when. I haven't noted that down, but yeah, we've had quite the new. Oh, we had a new rear wing. That was it in Zandvoort, I think it was, but that's literally been it. So yeah, let's get ready for the Singapore Grand Prix. I'll go to practice. What's the weather saying? Wet race. Okay, well, we had rain in the race last year, and it was absolutely dull as dishwater. So hopefully today's race will be a bit more exciting. Join me just after Q2, and we have got both cars into Q3. We are fast here. We are ahead of the Aston Martin pair of Ricciardo and Pourchaire. They're the kind of drivers we've been fighting with recently, although we're not really making gains on them in the World Championship, but it's nice just to be fighting them, isn't it? So yeah, we're into Q3. We've used almost all of our tyres, so Fred's going to go on a used set there, and Paul is going to do the same. So we'll do 1 flying lap to start with, and then we'll do a double run, which is what we just did at the end of Q2, and we'll probably end up sort of 9th and 10th, to be honest, but that'll do us nicely. All right, our drivers are starting their first of 2 push laps to finish this session. We've got the sector times up here on the left-hand side, and both drivers have set a 27.0 for the first sector. There is a group of cars just up ahead that are about to start flying laps, so they shouldn't get in our way. Let's follow our drivers for their second lap. Here's Fred. The standard livery is back, and Fred Vesti stays P8. Paul Aaron goes 9th. He's marginally, like half a tenth behind his teammate here. Let's see how the first sector is for Fred. A 26.9, improving, good. What's Paul Aaron up to? A 26.9 as well. These two are so evenly matched. It's been really sort of to and fro from race to race. And as you can see in the point standings, Aaron just edging ahead with a good result. He's had a run of consistent points recently, which has really got him up the order. Fred not improving in the middle sector, nor is Antonelli, nor is Paul Aaron. So we might find ourselves ahead of Kimi Antonelli here. Vesti, don't think he's improved. Here's Paul Aaron. Can he beat his teammate? He cannot. I think they ran out of battery on the final few corners. So 8th and 9th is for us. Antonelli, has he taken the flag? But he's in a load of traffic, so I don't think he's improving. And into the pits he goes. So excellent. That is 8th and 9th for us. And with a wet race to come, Lewis Hamilton is on pole position. Did not expect that. Okay, well, Ferrari have got their act together all of a sudden when it doesn't matter because they're out of the championship fight. But yeah, that's good for us. 8th and 9th, let's convert this into double points. We've got a tricky race in store, and I'll show you why. The rain is going to be weird. So it's going to be kind of wet to start with, then it's going to dry out in stages. Almost look like slicks, and then it's going to be kind of getting wet again. You can probably hear the fan behind me. I'll turn that down in a minute. We're starting on sort of dryish conditions, then it's going to get wet. So I wonder if anyone starts on slicks, but I doubt it at this point. Yeah, the game suggested put softs on at the end for Paul Aaron, so I'm just going to go with it. I might make a stop for inters. I'm expecting safety cars, red flags. This is Singapore, so anything can happen, and hopefully it does. I've underfueled as much as possible, so we're going to be fast and feisty off the line. And yeah, let's get stuck into this race because it's going to be pretty chaotic, I think. 2 red cars at the front, and they're going to be joined any second now by 5 red lights. The lights are out, the race is on. Slightly slow getaway for Lewis Hamilton, and slightly slow for Paul Aaron. Fred Vesti launching into 7th place. Nicely done. Paul Aaron dropping down to 10th. He's lost 2 places off the line. He's gaining, or he's lost 1 place off the line. He's gaining 1 back, hopefully, against Antonelli. No, he has lost it. But Fred Vesti is up 1. Paul Aaron is down 1. I suppose we'll take that, I suppose. And yeah, decent start for Fred. Hamilton has retained the lead. Verstappen has moved into 2nd. And we are back up to 9th with Paul Aaron. He's blasted past the Mercedes. And yeah, that is... Let's have a look at this. It's pretty good from him. He's actually in the slipstream. It's going to be a ridiculous dive bomb, isn't it? Look at that. Look at the confidence on the brakes. That'll do nicely. Well, Paul Aaron is up to 8th place now. He's just passed Lando Norris. We're actually running on what is defined as a dry track. Track is not damp. It says dry here, but there is rain coming. So we are doing our best not to kill our intermediate tyres.
Just keep trying to drop temp if you can.
Exactly that, Bono. Let's reduce the temperatures, save the tyres as much as possible. DRS is currently active. I believe I've just asked Paul Aaron not to fight his teammate, and Fred is attacking George Russell. Have I asked him not to fight his teammate? I have, yes. So we won't be having any accidents here today, please. We want lots of points. Fred Vesti is up into 6th place. He's just passed George Russell. We are flying here. Look at this. Oh, it's into the first corner as well. You don't see that very often. It would have been a DRS move, and he's muscled his way through. Get in there, Fred. Look at that. He knows he wants to stay with us next season. We want to keep him, to be honest. It's just whether we can actually promote one of our young drivers. The track now goes damp, meaning DRS is deactivated, which means we should be able to hang on to P6 with a little bit more ease and also start saving some fuel. It's just becoming a overtaking montage on George Russell. Look at that. Crikey! Down the inside goes Paul Aaron. Just copying his teammate. Look at that. Anything you can do, Fred, I can do it too, he says. And that's 6th and 7th now for AHGP. And we are just a second behind Yuki Tsunoda. We're not actually that far off the lead, to be honest. Although we will fall back because those guys ahead have more pace and they will unleash it at some point, I'm sure. We've drained the battery, but we are also overtaking Yuki Tsunoda. Look at that. And Paul Aaron is right on the Red Bull's gearbox now too. Can he find a way past? Vesti's just forced his way through and we're 5th again. This is turning into a wonderful race, but he's just done the fastest lap. I know we were deploying battery, but man alive, he's got some confidence and some speed in that car today. Fastest middle sector in that lap as well. And we are going absolutely beautifully. We are now 5 seconds behind Leclerc, but Tsunoda has a mechanical issue that he's managing, which is why we're able to get him. Now we want to try and get away from him. Let's go aggressive on the tyres, pick up the pace a little bit, see if we can find a way through. Paul Aaron, drive in clean air, please, and see if you can get past this Red Bull. Is he close enough? There's no DRS at the moment, but with the extra battery, we're going around the outside. Please don't put us in the wall, Yuki. And we've just about kept it all together. We're still fighting him, and the Estonian is giving it absolutely everything he can, but he can't quite find the way through. And that's allowed our teammate Fred Vesti to build a bit of a buffer. And now we're going to deploy the battery and see if we can pull away for good. We've got a virtual safety car. It looks like Esteban Ocon has crashed out of the race. So this is a good chance for us to just cool the tyres down a little bit, harvest some battery. It is Ocon out of the race.
Car stopped right corner.
Let's have a look at what happened to him. Oh, I can't even see where he is. We know what you said there. You can try and bleep it. He's probably just gone down the escape road, to be honest. But he's out of the race. VSC, and everyone can just take a breather. VSC has ended, and we are up and running again. Paul Aaron's got a fuel delta warning, but he's going to go past Yuki Tsunoda if he can make it. Round the outside we go again, and this time with the extra battery, we get through, and that is P6 now for Paul Aaron. Absolutely beautiful race from us at the moment. Just hopefully no silly mistakes. It's just the last thing we need right now. We're going so well. We've got another virtual safety car. Who is out this time? Sergio Perez has crashed. He had a lot of accidents in Baku, and I think Red Bull might be doing away with all of his services, not just putting him in the B team. They haven't got another team to relegate him to. I think this might be the end of Sergio Perez. Fred Vesti has lost P5 to his teammate. He's run wide. Here we are at turn 7. He goes over the curb and just about manages to rejoin in front of George Russell. And that's Yuki Tsunoda, who's come back to scrap it out with us. So Paul Aaron, no, don't. Oh dear, because we had the don't fight teammate on. Now we're going to lose all the places. Brilliant. There you go, George. Have a free position. Paul will have to fight that back through. This is what happens when you have the don't fight team. When they're running together and you ask them not to fight. If the lead car makes a mistake, the other car will give the place back. And now we've just lost. We're going to lose P5 because of it. We've already lost P6, so we'll be pushed back there, I think, with Fred. But you know, if you'd offered me 6th and 7th, I'd have taken it. Lap 36, we are now 5th and 6th because Charles Leclerc in the Ferrari has stopped for fresh tyres. We should be able to just about make it. No, we're still on fuel delta warning. So we've got to keep conserving fuel. Vesti is under pressure from Tsunoda and Leclerc. The track is now dry-ish. Ollie Behrman's in the pit lane. What tyres is he putting on? Is it Inters? Yes, it is. I was wondering for a second if they were going to go for some slicks. They are not. Vesti has dropped nearly 3 seconds behind his teammate. He's being challenged by 2 faster cars, and at the moment he's fending them off, although Tsunoda's just gone right round the outside as I speak. Commentator's curse at his best. The scrap continues. We've just overtaken and been re-overtaken by Tsunoda. We've still got DRS because the track is allegedly dry. And we're up the inside of the Japanese driver. Lovely move from Fred. Oh, that was fantastic. And this fight is dragging them closer and closer to Paul Aaron. Tsunoda's still up the inside. Please don't nerf us into the wall. Thanks very much. Much appreciated. And off we go in P6 again for another go round with DRS games. And here comes Tsunoda up the inside. They'll just be doing this for the next few corners. Yep, there you go, side by side. Probably best letting him have the position and just following him, to be honest. Although we're going to lose DRS any moment now. So if we can make sure we are in front when that happens, that would be muchly useful. And here we go, down the inside. P6, come on. Interesting development with the weather. I know our weather centre isn't the best, but according to our data, it's going to be wet until around lap 50, and then it's going to start drying out, and then it's going to be a mad dash for slicks at the end. So if we can get the slicks on around lap 58 maybe, we could be banging business. We'd probably have to lose a few positions, but we might be fast enough to make up all that ground as we try to protect P6 from Charles Leclerc. So what it's all about now is getting our intermediates, try and get them to that window, but it's going to be tricky because we've taken quite a bit of life out of them already, exactly half of it, and yeah, it's going to be a bit of a struggle to get there. But if we could make it, we could really make something happen for ourselves. Okay, 15 laps to go. So Tsunoda's mechanical fault has got worse. The track is now dry. So how long it does stay dry for, I'm not sure. Although the dry period looks like it's coming closer. So we're going to have to pit earlier, which actually helps us because we're struggling on tyres. Tsunoda's in a worse position, so he might end up with a puncture. Leclerc obviously flew by, so we are 6th and 7th, and we could, if we get this right, we could maybe shoot up the order, especially if the AI is slow to get off the inters. George Russell is into the pit lane. Well, oh, they're putting on softs. It's a little bit too early, although it's going to start drying out now, so we need to get in this lap.
It's just petering out now.
For fresh softs for a mad dash to the end. We've just overtaken Russell as he comes out of the pit lane. We need to attack on our tyres and get up the road. We've got absolutely no defence. It is now dries. We've waited a lap too long and we are going to miss the boat on slick tyres. Our pit stops have been very, very good this season. We're still top of the pit stop competition. And in comes Paul Aaron, 2.1 second stop. Unbelievable. 2 in a row. What? Wow. Our pit crew are amazing. So we didn't get that late safety car. We've just run green flags to the end, and it's been alright really. We're not really anywhere near Russell. We're 34 seconds back, but our drivers are far enough apart, so it's been pretty comfortable. Paul Aaron takes back-to-back P6 finishes. Fred Vesti with a 7th place. This is literally our most points at a single race. Unbelievable. What a weekend indeed. It has been absolutely outstanding. Not quite the dramatic race I was expecting, but we've got big points. We're not going to catch Aston Martin, but we definitely closed the gap today because they've scored nothing. Absolutely nothing. 12th and 14th for them. They're in the mud. We are glory, and we've actually beaten a McLaren as well. So that is absolutely splendid. There is Fred clambering out of his car. Don't fall over the halo. Celebrate like you won the race, mate. And yeah, that's the podium. We're definitely not on the podium unless there's been some late race shenanigans from the FIA. Nope. Confirmed result. We are 6th and 7th. Max Verstappen wins and extends his championship lead. But look at that. 4 different teams represented in the top 4 spots in the championship. Oscar Piastri is 89 rated and Lando Norris is 88. Maybe that's the confidence, like the mentality thing, like nerfing Lando's stats. That's interesting. But we now have 27 and 21 points apiece. Constructors' Championship, we're now on to 48 points. We've scored 14 points. That's incredible. Actually, we outscored Mercedes this weekend. We were the 4th highest scoring team. Absolutely brilliant. How did we do in the pit stops? Well, if you deliver a pair of 2.1 second stops, you deserve to be in the top 3. Only Yuki Tsunoda and Lando Norris got equally good service, and that means we extend our lead over McLaren in the pit stop competition. We have 400 points in that regard, so yeah, that's lovely. Another very fruitful weekend for us then. More points on the board. I think that is now 4 races in a row, maybe actually 5 races in a row where we've scored points. So yeah, we are going absolutely superbly, and hopefully our preparations for 2026 will stand us in good stead for when season 3 gets underway. I'll see you next time for the American Grand Prix in Austin, which is not a sprint race this time, so it's just a standard Grand Prix. But yeah, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, leave a nice big thumbs up, subscribe for more F1 Manager content, and I'll see you very, very soon. You're the best fans. Bye for now.